Now our GMA cover story, the Dame, Jacinda Ardern, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand. She is now a trustee for Prince William's Global Environmental Earthshot Prize and a Conservation International Distinguished Fellow. It is so good to have you back here on GMA. You're still in the Boston area.
I am still.
You said it was only going to be a few months, and
so
here
it's
you
just
are.
a quick commute to be here. It's wonderful to see you.
You delivered a wonderful keynote address at the opening ceremony of the Climate Week, and you said it was a rallying cry. That was the title of your speech. So what is your rallying cry?
You know, in part, my rallying cry is to decision makers as well. I think for a long time we've assumed that climate change policy is somehow polarizing, but a UNDP survey just this year actually found that in the United States, 66% of people wanted to see more progress, and globally, 86% of people wanted to see countries working together on solutions. And so I think, you know, we see that when it comes to climate change, it really feels like the world is a dumpster fire, but actually the people of the world are pointing to it and saying, put it out quickly. We want to see that action. And there's some real opportunities. Yeah,
and the numbers, because the numbers that you're showing about the percentage of people, it really is encouraging. You also were at the Earthshot Prize Innovation Summit. The finalists were named. So talk about the work that the prize is really focused on.
It is both a prize, but it is also a platform and a movement. What Prince William wanted to create were solutions that we could scale up quickly to restore our planet, to clean our air, to clean our oceans, to act on climate change and also waste. So 2,500 nominees from over 70 countries, narrowed down to 15. And these are solutions that if we had the investment coming into them, and that's really what the platform does for these finalists, we could scale those solutions up quickly and make a real difference. It's a way of sharing the optimism, but also the urgency we need on climate.
And so the finalists, they're going to be revealed. They have been revealed, but then it's going to be announced, the winners in Cape Town.
That's correct.
And £1 million.
Yeah, £1 million per prize, but at the same time, those finalists then move into a fellowship program where they're supported to scale up their solutions. And, you know, those solutions can be diverse. One of the finalists is the High Ambition Coalition for 30 by 30. So ideas like, for instance, protecting our Southern Ocean. At the moment, there's a group of countries out there who are saying, look, an area in Antarctica where we know that global warming is twice the rate of the rest of the world, an area the size of the EU we're seeking marine protections for. If we could just bring countries who have a say in Antarctica around the table, as we've done before on behalf of this part of the world, and protect that area, we would send a message to the rest of the world that countries can unite at a time when we need them to.
I know. I can. Your passion is evident. But as former Prime Minister, of course, I have to talk a little politics with you because you were at the Democratic National Convention in August, and you said this could be. It feels like an historic moment.
It does.
So with the U.S. elections coming up, how does that reflect on global politics right now?
Do you know, I hear a lot of discussion here in the US, and I feel very privileged to be an observer of this time in history around, you know, polarization in the world of politics. And actually, this is an observation I see globally. It's one of the reasons, and I didn't expect to do this after I left office, I've started a fellowship on empathetic leadership, because I do think that the public are seeking a more human-centric approach to policies and decision-making. And so now I'm working with leaders who are still in politics to support them to bring kindness back into the way we do politics, because I do think people are seeking that.
It's kind of like what we're talking about with climate change and that global and just really being unified, all of us, whether it's politics, whether it's talking about climate change or anything like that.
I think something about our system at the moment rewards a combative approach, but I don't think that's what the public and voters want.
Yeah, okay. Since last time you were here, you're a married woman now. You married your longtime partner in January. So how's married life?
Well, I mean, you know, great. Maybe it's because we don't see each other so much. So here I am now, and I've been writing a book, which has taken me away from home a bit more than I would like, but we're great, and looking forward to getting that book off the table.
Because the last time you were here, you were talking about that book.
It's been going on a while, so it's released next year.
Can you give us a little insight of what you're going to be, what you're writing about?
It's a story of what it feels like to be a leader. So it's pretty personal, but I felt like there was no other way to tell a story of leadership than to share how it feels.
I know, and people were just so, the grace in how you handled the situation in New Zealand and your decision that you made and being here in the U.S. and the work that you're doing now to bring about change. Really appreciate it. So we'll have you back when you have the book.
I'd love to.
And you know how I feel about New Zealand.
Well,
I know.
You know, the door's always open.
Okay, just so we're not jumping off the building again. We're all set.